All right. So we are playing Descent into Fernia.
What happens if I don't click continue on this? You are consenting to being recorded.
For sure, it kicks you out.
At that point, you're just sitting there being assaulted. You can legally file a lawsuit against him.
Mike has to go back and redact everything you say.
Yeah. You did not consent.
You'll have the black bar over your eyes and the voice modulator.
Yeah.
All right, so this is session, I think it's like 26, 27 of Descent into Fernia. Who would like to give the recap?
We gave
I
chase.
was apparently captured by hell wasps.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I don't believe that. I think
He got
it's a
taken.
dream.
We chased him. We fought him. We kicked their ass.
End of story.
For now.
We're still here, so I'm not. I don't recall if we got to leave and try and find a place to rest again.
We were retreating and
Yeah,
we found a hole.
Yeah, we got in like a
Oh
crevice.
yeah, there was
and,
another
yeah.
fucking hole. That's
And
right. It was
some-
like real tight fit. So
And
Alyssa's just already going to be in there, I guess.
And we've got to like go further down the hole because the wasps were digging towards
Right,
us.
because of the
Right.
smell. Because whoever's been stung, they can smell whoever's been stung.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys managed to catch up to the wasp, in part because of Ewan and Project Ezreal's efforts. When Solomon got caught by the wasp, Ewan threw his boomerang and Project Ezreal was able to rip the stinger from the creature, causing it to start bleeding out. And eventually, as you guys tracked Solomon by the trail of blood, and because the wasp was flying a little bit more erratically, you eventually came to Solomon being trapped under the giant corpse of the hell wasp, but it was close enough to the vicinity of the nest that its blood released those attack pheromones and more wasps came to try to finish the job. Many stings were had. Thankfully, nobody succumbed to the poison, which really would have fucked someone up. I recall at one point, Lux got grabbed by one of the wasps, but was able to get out and use one of them as a cushion for her landing, and didn't even register because she's just a kung fu master that can jump 230 feet.
I think that might have been one of my 2 crit fails that game. Yes, but at least I didn't die from it. So
Yes.
what is that?
You guys, there were more wasps coming, but you were able to take care of the ones in the immediate vicinity. And in retreating, you did find some cover in a hole in the ground. It looked different than the original hole that you had passed up on to rest in, whereas that initial hole had more structure to it. This one seems to be more dug into, perhaps less suspicious to some degree, but also any port in a storm. So it is a bit of a tight fit, but you can all get into the hole reasonably well. You do have to kind of
That's what she said.
crouch, some of you. Yes. So it is a bit of a tight fit. But it's also pitch black, the only light coming from the sky above, but that has been shaded out because those hell wasps have come to the hole and are beginning to try and dig into it. They're too big to fit at the moment, but they seem to be pretty They seem to be pretty proficient at digging. So they're making pretty quick work of the hole. Right now, at this point, the only person that can see reliably is Lux because she has dark vision. And I don't think anybody is actively carrying a torch or has a light spell going.
Yeah, but we could.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm not
That's
saying
all
that you
matters.
can't,
That's all that
but
matters.
at this moment, that is what the situation looks like.
Was my character conscious or?
Yes, your character is conscious and did help in the fight. So I had Solomon cast a few healing spells to help people during the fight, but I tried to be not using your resources too often, too much.
Do we have a plan? They are absolutely destroying this hole.
Yes, let's move quickly. And I'm like trying to push everyone ahead of me forward. Because I'm pretty sure I was the last one in the hole. So
I have no idea. If I'm in the front, I'll hurry faster. I don't know.
So you guys are, whoever is in the front is definitely running blind. And it is like, you don't have to, you're not like on your hands and knees. You do need to crouch pretty low. And the tunnel is squeezing in against your shoulders as well. So you don't even know if the tunnel goes much further, but it seems to be getting smaller the deeper that you go in.
Is the
I
hole
mean-
hot, damp, moist? What can you tell us about this hole exactly?
So who is in front of me? Since we don't need to hear about how hot and moist the hole is.
come on. Come on.
We all know.
This
You
might
know
be
what?
the-
You know
it's
what?
always hot
This
and
might
wet
be
here.
the-
That
The
one
wettest
actually
and
flew
warmest
right over
hole.
my head because I was thinking this is Fernia, so yeah, how hot and is it humid? And then fucking
Ooh,
Josh. Oh,
we're gonna get some hole action. Hell yeah. Give us them dates.
Uh,
I'd like to hear more about this hole.
Mm.
yeah, I don't know the order that we went in here.
you guys can
if-
decide it right now.
It was kind of like a mad dash to get in.
Okay, if Ewan is in front of me, I'm gonna cast light on whatever he's wearing on his chest. Just touch him. He may be shirtless, so it may, like, if you have a necklace or something, I may cast it on that.
I'm just thinking he's got chest hair and it's lighting up. That's
Like little fiber optics.
yes.
A particularly long chest hair is the only one that's lit up, and now he's like an anglerfish that's hunting for prey in the tunnel.
So Ewan's majestic chest hair is now lighting the way forward. Yeah, I know.
Damn good
Tell
thing
her about the
Alyssa isn't
hole.
there, I'll say that much. Tell her about the hot, moist, humid hole we're
Yeah,
inside.
Lisa, that's not even the worst of it.
Tell me about your craggy hole.
Yeah, just let her just have her watch the first 15 minutes. and she'll be set.
No context.
So Ewan, as Solomon casts that spell and it lights the way forward, you can see that the hole goes down quite a bit further. You can't see any barrier, but it does continue to squeeze. You'll be able to move through it, but you know it's getting smaller and smaller until the point where you'll need to basically do an army crawl.
Is that low crawl or high crawl?
Yeah, which one?
Wait, what?
I mean, I'm sure high crawl at first, low crawl later on.
Yeah. Um, meanwhile, everybody is hearing the intense buzzing and from the hell wasps, as well as the clicking of their mandibles. Anybody that looks behind and sees through the glimpses of light behind them can see that they're dripping with some kind of viscous fluid.
Yep. As they would expect in a hole. It's fine.
It is also, Ewan, you do notice that there is a pretty continuous like wind, not wind, but a hot breeze. So it is getting hotter the deeper that you go in.
We may
Apologize,
be in a
Ewan.
different hole than we thought.
We missed the front one, so we had to go in through the rear.
Right.
Is it?
It
Are
would-
there
yeah.
hellfish in this hole?
No, this is actually an example for how babies are made. All the wasps
Oh.
coming up behind us as well.
Ooh.
Are we in the bird? Those are the bees?
Yeah. Keep your-
Exactly. You see,
Keep
Mike,
your-
now your video's educational.
You may come across a gerbil ahead.
Oh, Richard Gere, is that you?
I hope there'll be a hell gerbil.
Some fiendish dire gerbil.
Yeah.
It's a foot tall. The Vorpal gerbil? I don't know. I'll just dig as fast as I fucking can. What else can I do? We can sit here and make these jokes all fucking night.
Ewan, Ewan, use dig attack. I choose you.
So Ewan, you're just going to continue to move forward, and Solomon, you're right behind him. Who's in the back?
I will
Project
be.
Ezreal?
I'm in the back.
Okay.
I'm a slow swimmer.
That's also how you're going to take it right now with these wasps.
Oh.
So what are you doing as the group slowly moves forward in the tunnel with seeing the savagery which these wasps are trying to dig their way in?
Yeah, I'm sort of panicking, trying to push people forward further, like maybe being more of a nuisance than I am. And I'll be throwing some Eldritch Blast back at them whenever I feel like they're a little too close.
Okay.
So I'm gonna blast this hole.
Give me a couple of Eldritch Blast attacks just to see how well they do.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Oh, like,
Hmm.
You roll again.
Well,
No, so I mean,
level 7.
you're gonna kill us all, goddammit.
in your panic, you're shooting your Eldritch Blasts a bit wildly. You do manage to get the occasional shot into one of their eyes or off the carapace of their head. It seems to annoy them more than anything though, but most of your blasts actually just hit dirt or pass right through to, like, don't hit any of them and just go right out the hole. And if you're pushing people forward, that's also going to create some difficulty as you guys start trying to move orderly. So everybody give me a strength check. You can do athletics if you have it.
Whoa. Does
Oh.
he live forever?
A god among men.
Of all the fucking times.
Um,
I think Solomon makes up for you there.
so
I'll low crawl under his high crawl. Take the lead.
Don't get stuck.
I kind of imagine that Solomon, as you feel the wave of bodies coming forward, Lux isn't, too. Well, wait a minute. Where is Alyssa?
It's Alyssa. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm here suddenly?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the way
Yeah.
knowledge space works. You're just here.
Yeah, you just pop into existence.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the word.
I have disadvantage. 18. Nope,
The
I'm
only
fucked.
time you don't just disappear is when you're when you give us disadvantage on shit.
Oh, good, good.
Oh, that's right. I'm at disadvantage, so it's 11.
Okay. So Project Ezreal, you're scrambling, trying to push people forward, actually causes you to fall to the ground, and you kind of panic. And at that point, the wasps really start making more progress to the point where they completely fill the entrance, blocking all light. So it becomes absolutely dark. Lux, you also stumble. You don't quite fall, but Solomon feeling, and Alyssa, you kind of are jostled by it and knock into Solomon a bit, but not very much. But Solomon, you're able to really kind of keep all of this humanity from impacting Ewan too much, and he's able to continue making his way forward and trying to clear the way as much as possible. So while this is happening, is anybody saying anything?
Uh,
Or is everybody just kind of like
Well,
in a bank line, just moving forward in this tunnel?
yeah.
I sort of pictured us crawling at this point. Are we not crawling? Because you said Ezreal falls.
Yeah, you guys weren't quite at that point yet. What I was pointing out was the hole is getting smaller to the point where that is becoming more of an issue. But so that was just before. So Project Ezreal's panic kind of pushing against people caused that, but you guys are getting to the point where you're going to have to start crawling down the tunnel.
Okay, so at that, since I'm not like staring then at Ewan's ass, which is sort of what I was picturing, I probably would at least say, keep making your way forward. Everyone seems to be having greater difficulty moving down this tunnel. I think they've completely entered the mouth of the tunnel. I don't see any light behind us anymore, making me wonder how many there could be.
They're
At
getting
least
faster.
5.
Let's just move.
Since it takes half movement to get up from when you fall prone, does that mean Ezreal is now a human sacrifice to save the rest of us? Ask
we
my
all-
poor friend.
I think we all go a feat if we level up in the hole.
Just send me an email when you guys are out of the hole. I'll be back.
Sorry, I got to deal with something. Emergency. My dog's pregnant with my wife. I'll be back.
Oh.
What? All right, so you guys are making your way through the tunnel. It's getting tighter and tighter. This is actually benefiting you to some degree, because the smaller it gets, the harder it's going to be for the hell wasps to come in after you. But also, you guys still don't know where this even goes.
Away from the wasps.
Yeah, at this point.
As long as we can find a safe place, that's all that matters. We could just
Can't hear you, Alyssa.
Nowhere safe inside of the hole.
At least it's pretty dry and dusty.
It's been here a long time.
Ewan and Solomon, since you guys are at the lead, you guys are beginning to sweat pretty heavily from the blast of heat that is kind of coming in through that hole from up ahead.
You're beginning to sweat from all the work you're doing carrying the rest of the party right now.
oh, well. It's a good thing I'm not wearing armor.
The bad thing I am.
Yeah.
But it is becoming warmer for all of you as you guys are slowly making your way down. Lux, give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, everybody
Oh, that's
is
not bad.
basically having to crawl.
It's not bad considering I'm at disadvantage.
All right.
So I'm crawling in this hole. Who's behind me? Is that
Yes.
Project Israel?
Yes.
He's at the back.
I was like, Israel, did you touch me? My calf.
Maybe. And I
Don't
just
admit to it.
and I probably do it as I'm still pushing through.
Maybe something in here with us.
What? Like what?
I don't know.
How wouldn't we see?
I felt
Well, we're-
something
well, we're
strange in this hole.
Or bumped into already?
Yeah, it's the wasps. They're still here, I think.
You can definitely still hear them trying to crawl in. You guys are getting more space between you because as I said, the smaller the hole gets, the more work that they have to do. But they are still aggressively digging after you.
What did touch your leg then, Lux?
I look
Wasn't-
around. I guess I don't see anything. It could have anything.
Move.
What was that? Was I the only one that saw Josh do that?
No, that's all.
I
Yep.
didn't see it. What did you do?
No idea.
So
Stop touching my
anyways,
mother's leg, Project Israel. I will kill you.
Maybe they like each other.
Poor Solomon. And I like try and keep a distance, I guess.
all right.
I believe it's a persuasion roll for you, Project Ezra, to get with Lux.
I mean, given that he's Dr. Skeeves' experiment, being on all fours staring at an old lady's ass is probably as much action as he's ever gotten.
Yeah. And being in a hole.
How much blood must flow through there?
So healthy.
Everybody give me another perception check.
Oh no.
Getting tired of this disadvantage already. Perception.
Solomon, the king of 20s. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So definitely Solomon, also Ewan, you guys would feel this.
Using my mage hand to touch you all.
When it's dark outside, Project Ezra uses Maid's Hand like mandibles that an ant has so it can feel its way around areas.
Except we can't see it, so it's your invisible servant.
Yes, he touches you too.
You wake up in the middle of the night and think that you're not alone. Guess what? You're not alone.
All right.
Can I tell the direction?
No.
Solomon?
I guess I'll just tap Solomon on the foot. Feel that?
Yes. Something's coming this way. Something big enough to potentially destabilize our tunnel.
I'm not sure if we need to move faster or stay here.
I'm
Potentially
sure
get
Solomon
buried
would not
alive.
have used. I'm sure Solomon would not have used those words. Actually, destabilize the tunnel, break our hole, break our tight, warm hole.
Something big's coming and it's gonna stretch this hole.
Okay. So there is a sudden explosion of dust and dirt from behind you guys. Project Ezreal, you can't see very much of anything. Lux, you can see a little bit more, but it is like the dust has really obscured your vision, even with your dark vision. What you hear is the sound of strikes that are thunderous and like emit throughout the cavern. You hear shrieks and breaking of chitin and cracking, and then after this very short burst, Lux, you can even see that there seems to be something behind you moving very aggressively, and then there's silence.
I would touch Lux on the leg where she was touched before. Like, what happened?
I don't know.
Move. Let's go. Whatever the hell that was, let's move.
Something big that's got jammed into this hole.
So now that rumbling returns and is strong enough for everybody to feel it. The tunnel, you can see it's the shaking is now causing everything to collapse. You begin slowly at first to feel the dirt from the tunnel above begin to fall upon you, and then much more quickly until suddenly you guys are completely buried. So everybody give me we'll do strength saving throw.
Oh, we're just gonna go with so good campaign.
Oh, thank God it's
I
not disadvantage.
God
I
damn
will
it.
Yeah,
use
really.
I'm
an
holding
action
up the
point.
goddamn dirt.
So this is a save, so unless anybody has 3 levels of exhaustion, it's not disadvantage. Okay, so everybody, you know, you're buried, but the weight is kind of manageable at this point. Some of you have some ability to move and some wiggle room, but Project Ezreal, the way that it fell on you, and just because you're not really built for strength, it is actually beginning to crush you a bit, and your face is also completely covered, so you are having difficulty breathing. And when you do draw in breaths, it's full of this dust, which is causing you to gag, which is hard to do because you are buried in dirt, and it's creating this actually give me a wisdom saving throw.
Well, I'm thinking real quick. I don't need to breathe.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
it's not
Alright,
as
well, I'll do a
bad.
wisdom saving throw still. Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, so it's a pretty terrifying situation, but it's not leading you to any panic, especially because you don't need to breathe. Maybe you forgot that you don't need to breathe, or it's been a
Yeah,
while
that
since
makes
you've been in
sense.
this situation, so it was a shock. But then you remember, oh, whatever Dr. Skeeve did with you, whatever experiments were done, or whatever you've been through, you remember that, oh wait, I don't need to breathe.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So
that
you're
rat,
like,
that rat
Yeah,
bastard
they-
took out my lungs.
Yeah, I don't need them anymore.
I just picture you there like, oh no, I'm gonna suffocate. Oh, whoo, I'm just gonna die of dehydration and starvation.
Oh, I don't need that either. I don't need to eat or drink either. Technically immortal.
So for a minute or so, you guys are sitting there stuck, completely buried in the dirt. And then all of a sudden, as if like the ground just falls out from you. And you fall not too hard, probably about 10 feet. But the ground is softer when you land on it, so it doesn't really cause any big concern. And the ceiling above you, or the top of whatever that you were buried in, is somehow not falling with you. So you guys all land. It Lux, you can see that it seems to be a irregularly shaped room, but somewhat small, maybe 10 by 15 or so.
Well, I should still have a light, right?
Yes, your glorious chest hairs are still creating light, so everybody can see that it's this this kind of almost like a cavern, like just a strange little area that doesn't seem to have an entrance or an exit.
Okay.
Does it look natural, or has somebody worked on it to make it?
Give me a nature check.
Oh yeah, all about the nature.
Anybody who's trained in nature can give
Okay,
me a
that
check.
won't be me.
Oh,
Gotcha.
well, you can do just a basic wisdom check then. That's fine.
Straight up wisdom.
Advanced subterranean manufacturing check.
I am wise in these
Damn.
things.
All right, so Project Ezreal and Lux, both of you would realize that, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's been worked necessarily, but you're not quite sure how this would have formed.
Is there anything in the text of some sort of hell dwarves? Is that a thing?
I don't know. So there's no exit or entrance, just the top part that we fill in.
Yeah, and even that seems to have been covered to some degree. Like the ceiling is stable. And if you look closely, it doesn't look like it's, like I said, it's unnatural. It's just been, it seems like it's been packed very, very tightly to create this kind of structure. It's not unnatural, but you don't know how it would have happened. It's especially so quickly.
So the walls of this are dirt,
Mhm.
or
And you notice that beneath you, it's like, it's kind of like the consistency of the ash that you guys have been walking through, but it's a bit fluffier. It's almost like a gritty kind of snow in terms of its how it moves, which is part of the reason why none of you took any damage in the fall. But you're all incredibly dusty, and it is obscuring some of the glorious chest hair just a bit.
I'll brush that off, obviously. It seems like a very anime thing to happen. Shining chest hair. Well, I mean, let's examine these walls. See if there's any way the hell out of here besides up there.
Be wary of any creatures that may have created this place.
And from what we can see, the room is empty, correct?
Yeah. Solomon, I'm sending you a message.
Uh-oh. We read about this once in the sacred Jedi texts.
Before they were burned.
Yeah, just before.
can still hear the wasps above us. They appear to be shrieking and some thunder. Was the hole, when we were coming into the hole, was the hole going down? I kind of pictured it going horizontal, but now I realize maybe it was going like on a downward slope or something.
Yeah, it was kind of a downward slope. It was a gradual slope, but so not one that caused you to be tripping over yourselves, but it probably like maybe 20 degrees or so, 20-degree slope. Maybe 15. So steep enough to notice, but not so steep to cause you to slide or fall or anything like that.
So I would sort of point up in the direction and say, perhaps we should start digging a new tunnel that way. I don't imagine we have unlimited air down here. Everyone start buddy breathing.
No one's gonna ask what buddy breathing is. Everybody just accepts this as normal.
It's where you skip every other breath, obviously.
Ah, right.
Who remember to bring a pickaxe with them? The part of the basic kit every adventurer should have, the pickaxe. No?
I have Kopesh's.
That's pretty much the same thing.
It's a curved blade.
I have a crowbar. That's what I got.
Can I do some sort of nature check to see if there is some sort of air coming through? Maybe it's coming through the ground, or I don't know. Maybe I can just figure out if there is some air. Maybe we can get a long rest in this weird tunnel.
So you would know that the air is stale. There's still a lot of dust because even though you guys had your fall softened a bit and there's this strange, like, how did this thing even form? Especially without having the ground above you collapse with you. But it is full of dust, and so it is uncomfortable to breathe. In terms of fresh air, I'd let you do you can do an investigation check to see if maybe there's any places around the room that seems to be some fresh air coming through.
Right. Well, I suck. So, yeah.
Yeah, you don't find any.
Yes. There isn't much room for life in this hole. We should find a way out.
I love the ideas to dig. Best thing I got's my crowbar, and I'll start going at it with that, just loosening the dirt for now and dragging it down as best I can.
I'm gonna pull out one of my arrows and just check the walls and just see how tightly packed this is. You know?
Okay. Both you and Alyssa would get the sense that it is pretty well packed. It's, you are able to get dirt out and kind of start something, but it would take a lot of effort, and you don't know if this is like the way, like, you don't know how far this packed dirt goes beyond, and if it changes, it's almost kind of like when you dig to a point where it's almost like that really packed dirt or clay. It's almost that quality, not quite that strong, but it's definitely a challenge.
I have a crowbar too. Dig into it.
All right, so you're using your crowbar. Alyssa, you're using your crowbar to try and dig. Are you guys digging in the same spot, or are you trying to dig in different places?
I mean, it would make sense for us to combine to the same spot faster that way.
next to each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to assume. I would think that would be the best option, but whoa, bless you. My cat just sneezed the loudest I've ever heard her sneeze.
Uh-oh. Cats
Um,
can get COVID.
Don't even play.
Confirmed.
Shit. Why didn't you get the cat vaccinated?
Yeah, I will use my shield to like move dirt away from where they're digging.
Okay. So, Alyssa, Ewan, you guys are doing that. Solomon, you're supporting with trying to move the dirt that they're loosening. Project Ezreal and Lux, is there anything else that you guys are doing?
I think I'd be like I'm not very suited for digging holes, so I think I'd be more interested in like trying to figure out how this place was created. Like, how did they get it so firm packed? Like, is it? I don't know. I'd just be walking around, just sort of confused.
Give me because you're trained in nature, right?
Yeah.
Are you trained in Arcana?
No.
Okay. You can give me a nature check and we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Okay. I'm like pretty bad.
Okay.
Let's continue walking around confused. I can
All
imagine
right.
that.
So I'll send you a little bit of information.
Seems.
How can a door be ajar?
Someone
Probably
might
worse
have
though.
partially opened the door.
Okay, I sent you some information.
Yeah, I'm just walking around confused.
Okay.
I have that shield, don't I? That is a bracer and then turns into a shield, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it seems like I would be in the way with them digging. I would just be like collecting the dirt on the shield and just kind of pushing it to the side.
Okay. So
Imagine-
similar to what
No,
Solomon
not
is doing?
similar. No, well, okay, if that's what Solomon's doing. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think I'd be much help digging,
Mhm.
but just moving the dirt out of the way.
Okay. So you guys do this for it seems like 5, maybe 10 minutes. You're able to get a good amount in probably about 2 feet. But it is pretty exhausting work. So think about digging a grave, but sideways.
And without a shovel.
Yeah.
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 So are they digging sideways or up?
I guess that's a good question. I kind of assumed that it was sideways to start. The ceiling of this place is it's probably about 8 feet or so. Maybe, or actually 10 feet. As I said, you guys fell 10 feet, so it's 10 feet.
Digging
I
sideways.
I defer to the diggers, although if you've only dug 2 feet, only another 200 feet to go,
Yeah.
Yep.
assuming you eventually turn up and don't just keep going sideways.
I mean,
Yeah.
do we think maybe we can go up, back out into the tunnel? We got a rope. Well, the dirt's soft or whatever, but got to be able to do something here.
Yeah, we can attempt to move upwards.
If we make enough commotion, maybe whatever attacked those wasps or move the tunnels in such a way will come and find us.
While you guys are doing this, would you want to take a short rest? Which you are, even though you're actively working, I would allow that if that's something of interest. You guys have already taken one short rest today, but you still have another one.
You need a lot of hit points.
I don't really need to if everyone else wants to. That's fine, but I don't need to.
Yeah, we know.
I still have 50% of my spell slots, which is 1.
All you need.
It should be known I am in vitality right now.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not seeing how that's my problem.
Yes, I'm a different kind of healer, not the traditional kind. Sorry.
You're not a healer at all. We all
Pretty much. I'm a self healer. That's it.
I'm a necromancer. That means I'm a late healer.
I could heal you after you're dead. I'll animate you.
You could
I
become
mean-
his flesh puppet.
Yeah, I think we'd probably should take a short rest.
All right.
Well, before we take a short rest, then I want to spend a channel divinity to get a spell slot back.
All right. Definitely do that. Yeah, and Project Ezreal, if you want to use that last spell slot for something before you short rest, you certainly can.
Ewan seemed like he wanted to check out the tunnel. I can cast fly on him.
Yes,
Great.
fly in a 15 by 10 by 10 room.
Yeah, off you go. Fly around.
Could help dig the ceiling.
That actually is true.
Yeah.
Is it softer up there?
Well, it's newly packed in, so it's probably softer.
That's pretty much all I've got. Nothing else will be helpful in a hole.
So are you going to cast fly on Ewan, and Ewan, are you going to be okay with that?
Does Ewan consent?
Yeah, you're gonna grow some bat wings and fly around for a bit.
Fuck, give it to yourself. I already went through your flight transformation once before.
It wasn't too uncomfortable, I hope.
Only while it was happening.
How long does it last?
Fair while, I think.
10 minutes,
About 10 minutes. Oh.
pretty sure.
That'll get us 2 feet.
Well, assuming that it's the same consistency as the other kind of ground.
Yeah, it is newly packed, so it's probably a lot easier to dig.
Alyssa, how about you? You feel comfortable slightly transforming?
What do you mean?
Well, you'll grow wings, of course.
You have the power of Red Bull? What would I do with wings?
Well, maybe climb up there. See how strong it is. Aren't you really tall anyway? You can probably reach the roof.
If I jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. I might as well try poking a hole in it.
There we go.
I've used
Oh,
half
yes.
my hit die.
I
And
thought we
not-
established Alyssa was slightly short.
Yeah, only
is she?
5'10".
Oh, 5'10". Okay.
Half hit die, not even half hit points.
Well then, yeah. If you, I'll cast Fly on Alyssa, and yeah, bones twist, crack, and then bang, you got some wings.
Is my chainmail okay?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. I will fly up to the ceiling then, where it looks like we fell down.
Okay.
How's the dirt feel?
It's a bit easier. Give me a nature check.
Oh, I would love to. With disadvantage. 10.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely looser. You seem to have an easier time, especially with the crowbar, picking at the dirt.
Does the dirt feel like it's hard and packed in, or does it feel kind of loose overall?
At first it's packed, but then it starts becoming loose, and you can see it really starting to kind of come easier and easier.
I go faster and faster.
Okay, so it's starting to create a chain reaction with the ceiling starting to become unstable.
Yep. Do I know anything about ceiling instability in underground work? I don't think so.
Do you know any dwarves?
Not on a personal level.
Oh,
Purely platonic. Well, what I'm doing seems to be working above anything else, so I'll keep doing it. I'll try and scoot out of the way a bit so it's not falling directly on me, but we are digging.
I'd just be keeping my distance from the center.
Yeah. Best TPK ever.
Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
This is how Lux and Solomon die, huh?
So the whole party dies.
On perception, disadvantage, yay!
The dust is really, especially with what Alyssa is doing, it's filling the room with even more of it, which is getting in your eyes and ears and kind of making it harder for you to see or know what's going on. Ewan.
No one light a torch or we all go up.
As long as the chest hair is still there, we're good.
And just
I feel like I'm rumbling again. Perhaps, I don't know. I might just try and bring down more dirt on us.
well, should I stop?
Can you see anything in the holes, Alyssa?
I'm not deep enough yet. Gonna have to go in deeper.
You can magically fly, just like spin in a circle, hold your tool steady.
What type of speed can I get if I start to do an aileron
Well,
turn?
Can't
If
do
you've
that.
got like
roll.
a spike helmet, you could just like you could be a drill.
Right, like Superman in Superman.
I don't know. Does the magical flight give me enough speed to 60 feet of movement per turn? And
Listen, you can
20.
only either hold your tool steady or spin in circles. Okay.
Hold the tool sideways and then spin it.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
I'd like to become a human drill bit.
Oh,
So
that's actually an anime. The drill that pierces the heavens.
Yes.
wait, what?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Believe in
actually
me
an
who
anime.
believes in you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tekken Toppen Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Yep. Classic. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pounding away for now. Trying to get back into this hole.
So
That's bringing a rumbling, by the way, up there. Perhaps not the best.
so while Alyssa is doing this with
Well,
the
let's-
ceiling,
Let's everybody stand off to the side, please.
what is everybody else doing?
I follow Ewan's advice.
Yeah, I was probably staring straight up, getting dirt in my eyes. But since Ewan has warned us, I guess I will back off to the side.
Staring straight up, mouth partially open.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm moving to the side.
Everybody give me one more perception check.
You trying to kill us with perception checks? Is this what this is?
The one time I have disadvantage.
How many ones do we need before we die?
All right, so Ewan, you're at disadvantage. Lux, you're at disadvantage, correct?
Yep.
Alyssa, you're at disadvantage? Or are you?
Disadvantage. Ability checks.
Okay. Solomon, you don't have any
Right, I'm not at disadvantage.
exhaustion. Okay. So only you would see this.
Visible imp gets a DeWalt drill and shoves it up Alyssa's ass and then starts and she just spins through the ceiling. If only you were Pact of the Sand instead, Project Ezreal, then you could do that.
All right, everybody else is paying attention to Alyssa when Solomon, you notice this.
Our imminent doom.
Also, Solomon, I will show you an image of what you see.
It was going for the hole.
Just he was dead set on making us fight whatever made that first hole.
Now he's sending a picture to Solomon of something special that's making a hole.
I'm gonna email it to you so you can see it before everybody else without me revealing it.
I don't want to start getting those kinds of emails.
All right.
That's not what I was hoping for.
Exactly, I knew it. I knew it.
Not what I was.
I would step forward and say, like right up to this hole that no one else notices that's forming in the wall, I would say, "Are you friend or foe?"
It's the big chunk. It's never a
giant
friend.
umberish hulking figure.
Gotcha.
Shine my chest hair on it.
Please show your chest to it.
Yeah, so now I will show all of you what appears.
Is it an Umber Hulk?
Is this going to affect my pacifist run?
Of all the things. Of all the things
Now,
to
now
encounter.
it would be even more hilarious if I was right and it was a Zorn.
Okay, it's one of those things.
Well, luckily these dwarves showed up too, and they can fight.
Yeah,
it.
thank God.
And because I would have no idea what this is, of course, I am staring right at it as I challenge it to identify itself.
That's what happens if you forget to get vaccinated. You become that thing.
So
That's what the anti-vaxxers think you'll turn into.
Don't tell them.
so as Solomon is challenging this thing, it steps through, continuing to be silent. And as it does so, it kind of unfurls its figure until it's standing nearly at to touch the ceiling, and it still seems like it's hunching over. And then it has its large ape-like forearms firmly on the ground, supporting its weight in front of it. And you can hear it go.
Sure we do.
I'll pause for half a second, take a look at it, and go, shrug, keep going.
Give us the map and we'll roll for initiative.
I think it may be foe, Solomon.
It's very good at digging, though. Perhaps we can make a deal and it will dig us out of here.
Who has good animal handling?
Seduce it, Project
I got a
Ezreal.
12.
I touch its leg
Touch its
softly.
calf. Brush it.
Is this how it works, Lux? Is this how you do it?
So as you go, are you really doing that? Going up and touching it?
No, freaking way.
Flutter your eyelashes at it.
No, no.
So it just kind of stares at you guys for a minute.
I would then step forward and say, we may be able to use your help. We are trapped down here, and you seem to be particularly good at digging. If you could dig us a tunnel to the surface, so we would greatly appreciate it.
It looks at you, and as you look at it, you can feel like your mind beginning to kind of go a little weird. You feel a little dizzy. Your head is swimming a bit. Anybody who's looking at the creature experiences this.
I've
But
experienced that all the time.
That's hardly different for him.
but as it looks at you, Solomon, and you do that, it says, and
Speaking in Transformer.
Let the negotiations begin.
I thought it was a Krabby.
I imagine that's how they talk.
Umbral Hulk, the negotiator.
Is it?
And
Does it
when
have a
it
language?
as it does that, it pounds its arms on the ground, causing a cloud of dust to go up.
Does it speak a strange language like abyssal, deep, or primordial?
So the whatever sounds that it just made do not seem to be a part of any of those languages.
Oh shit. Well, it's worth a try.
It speaks Umber Hulk.
Hmm.
It does have a language. I know that.
So I'm going to start an elaborate pantomime of it digging to the surface, like charades.
Give me a performance check.
And animal handling.
Don't know if it identifies as an animal. Probably a construct or a monstrosity or something like that.
So the creature looks at you, it kind of tilts its head, and then it begins its own kind of pantomime. Solomon and anybody else who's kind of watching, you guys can do an insight check.
Okay.
Fuck.
Whatever it's doing just seems very frenetic. You're not, Solomon, even though you feel like you can almost kind of get a sense that at the very least this thing is agitated, or it's experiencing some other very raw feeling state. You can't quite tell what it is, but whatever it's trying to pantomime is just lost on you.
It seems to be agitated. Perhaps it needs our help. Perhaps that's why it's here. It doesn't seem to be hostile.
And then it points at you, Solomon, and says, and then it begins pounding on the floor. Solomon, give me another insight check. Actually, with your last one, that's fine. Solomon, you would get the sense that this is the creature's way of agreement. And it does that in response to the last thing you said.
So I am going to I am now going to try to pantomime that we will follow him.
Okay. Make another performance check.
I want to know how you do it.
I'm going to use an action point on that one.
Oh, hey.
Good action point.
Your first sign language was like, you die. And you're like, oh, actually, no. Hang on.
You dig hole, we walk in hole.
So, what do you imagine that your pantomime looks like, Kurt?
Oh, I imagine it's like I am motioning to like the group and then us. And then I say, we will walk after you. And then I point back into the hole it came out of.
And then it very, it sounds aggressive, but it might not be aggressive. Goes, and it pounds on the ground, and then it turns around into the tunnel and begins walking.
I suppose we walk this way. And I will follow after him. And then I remember that all my my light is in Ewan's chest hair. So I will recast light on my shield so I can see where I'm going.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it back on the chest hair.
Slightly disappointed. But I will
Problem with
follow.
that is that if Ewan ever gets caught on fire from like a fireball or something, all his chest hair will burn off, and then we'll be hit without light again.
Right.
Please. This shit's magical. It ain't going away.
Oh,
You know what? Actually, something about this place and the way that Solomon cast the spell. You now have the light cantrip, but only can
Only on my
cast
chest
it
hair.
on your chest hair.
Nice.
excellent.
Alrighty.
That sounds so sad.
No, not. It's not that I'm sad. It's just like, damn it. Now I got to think of some clever name for it.
So you follow this creature and it's interesting as you guys are watching it, because it seems to not really dig in the traditional sense. It's using these hand movements, and the dirt in front of it seems to be responding to the creature. And it's leaving this wide tunnel that's big enough for it to walk through, as well as all of you to follow through it. It is, even though you get the sense that it could go straight to its destination, it's creating kind of a winding tunnel, not a direct path. But eventually you guys do emerge into another tunnel. This one is much larger than the one that you were in previously, but it looks very similar in terms of the way that it is created. It seems to have similar tunnels and everything. But as you look deeper in, you notice this massive structure, contraption, like as big as probably as big as 2 wagons. You also see a couple of creatures lying around who seem to have been bludgeoned to death. And then you notice movement from where this structure is, and you can see pinned beneath it is another Umber Hulk. And I will.
There was a thorn in its paw.
And so that the people at home can see, I'll share the screen.
Chaos Chimera or Hellhound has crushed the poor Umber Hulk. Someone help it! Looking at that thing, how much would I assume it weighs?
Well, as you get
Let's see.
close to it, you notice that it's made primarily of metal.
Right, but this is
So
Alyssa.
it is Alyssa, but even Alyssa is going to struggle moving this thing.
Do I have
And
do I have
as
sight? I can't see.
can't.
Yeah, I can't see either, but I'm looking at the other screen. So
Oh, that's true. I'm looking at the other screen too.
Okay, let's see.
See, I can lift 2,400 pounds, so as long as it's less than that, we're good.
Your token should have sight.
I can't see.
I mean, I
shit,
can
Captain.
see my token, so it's
Yeah.
just
Right.
that I don't have a torch.
Yeah, I can see.
Turn
the
on
boat, but
dynamic
nothing
lighting.
else.
And the dynamic lighting is on. Pretty sure.
Apparently not.
Does
Within
Oh, there we go.
There we
We're
go.
on.
some light.
Because
yeah.
wait, I could see my token. I just didn't have a torch to represent my shield.
okay.
Oh,
or my luminous tubes.
So, in fact, from where we are, I can't
Can't see
even see the
anything.
metal thing.
yeah. That's
Oh.
yeah.
So we would have to have marched out a little bit further to see anything.
Yeah, as you guys proceed,
Now I can about see it.
the creature runs forward and seems to be trying to interact with this creature. It doesn't seem to be gentle necessarily, but whatever it's doing is being reciprocated by the other.
So I'm going to say, Alyssa, we should help the creature. And I'm going to go up to our new Umber Hulk friend and cast Enhanced Ability on it with one of the spell slots I just got back.
I'll join the Umber Hulk.
It has advantage on strength checks.
And what does that look like? Like how do you cast the spell? What is there any kind of visual component or?
Well, there is in that my hands would begin to glow in silver fire. But then as I touch it, the warmth of the fire would pass into its body, making it feel stronger.
So as you reach out to touch it, it looks at you and is very defensive and even goes.
And I will say in my calmest voice, it is okay. I am granting you the blessing of the silver flame. And I will like touch my own arms with it and then reach out and touch him.
He looks at you suspiciously, but he doesn't move his arm as you try to touch it.
So then I will enhance his strength.
Okay. Let's see what this guy's strength actually is.
So, do we have like a vision of a machine, like something like this, right?
Did we?
A flying contraption I know of. I don't know about a land vehicle.
I don't know. Well, there's a fucking
It should be in the
there's
notes.
a thing in here somewhere.
Player handouts, chapter 3. No, chapter 2. Information. Yeah, chapter 2, mysterious vision, under information.
Does this thing count as a large creature? Or
It
does it seem huge?
No, it's large. So that's 30 times its strength?
30 times its strength. Yes, I believe so. Large would be 1,200 pounds at 5 string, at +5 for strength, because I'm 2,400 because I count as a huge creature when lifting things. And I'm 2,400, so it would be 1,200.
Okay.
Large.
Uh,
Fucking ridiculous.
So it does feel stronger, and it goes to try and lift this thing. But even with all of that, it's too heavy, and it strains, and it tries hard to. You can see like it's almost to the point where you can hear it popping within its chitinous armor. But it's still not enough.
So I would go and help, and I assume Alyssa is helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping too, I guess. I mean, otherwise we may have to try and move this thing.
Anyone know how to drive?
Our division had us using it to move across the land.
I mean, I do have an adamantine bar that I can use to try to, like, as a lever.
Yeah. I've got my bow staff.
What's this thing made of?
It seems to be made of some kind of ferrous metal. All right. Solomon
Yeah, I
and
look in the devil catcher to 10 feet to use as a lever.
okay. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Ewan is helping, but is a little confused as to why the thing doesn't just like dig his way downwards out of the from underneath it. But it's fine.
The stone is too thick and its arms are pinned, so it can't quite reach enough there.
It was pinned with its arms behind its back.
They were doing some role play in bed before this thing landed on top of it, so it's handcuffed at the moment and it can't move.
And so, Project Ezreal, you got something. Kurt, you're gonna get something too.
I think it's injured.
Well, this large thing on top of it would definitely go ahead and suggest that he might very well be injured. Or she. I'm not going to assume. We didn't happen to see a penis hanging down from the other one that greeted us, did we?
Google how to sex an Umber Hulk.
Yeah, we're just gonna not.
To identify this thing?
So how is our effort to move this thing?
So between you, Alyssa, the Umber Hulk, is anybody else helping?
I got
You
that
and
bow.
I was helping.
Yeah, I got that bow staff. So I would try to leverage it under the machine, just to try to give just a little bit room. So if the Umber Hulk could move it, or at least take the pressure off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys are, with all of that, we'll do everybody make me an athletics check.
Oh boy. We don't happen to have advantage, do we?
If you're using a lever of some sort, yes.
So just a straight roll
Yeah.
then for me.
26 for me, I have disadvantage.
25 for me with advantage.
Three.
Okay.
continuing my tradition of not rolling shit for skill checks anyways. Disadvantage or no.
The Umberhill gets a roll with advantage.
Yeah, where's his roll?
Hold on, he's doing it.
Very disappointed in our new friend.
Make the
Five.
Umberhawk look like a bitch.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
But that is 3 successes, which is enough. So it moves just enough for there to be clearance for the Umberhulk to be able to crawl out. It is quite injured. There are cracks all over its chitin. And it is having trouble walking.
So once
Don't-
it's out and we put the machine back down, I will go over to it and say a prayer. Silver Flame, please give your grace to this creature. And I will lay a hand on it and cast a spell. First, I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration because it has that festering wound. So maybe make it less festering. Cure whatever that disease condition is on it. And then I will cast, I'm going to be a little stingy and cast a first level Cure Wounds. I'm
Can
spending
you
2 spell slots on it.
Not stingy enough.
can
I
you
didn't get a single one of those.
can you paste lesser restoration in the chat?
I had to use all my hit die to get up to 50 out of 68.
Okay. So you can see that the Umber Hulk is paying a great deal of attention to its mate. And while it is scared of you, Solomon, the one that led you here seems too calm enough to allow you to touch it. Kurt, go ahead and make me a medicine check as like an active check as well, since you're looking at that wound. Okay. So whatever it is that you saw within the wound, the cure wound seems to be effective in kind of cleaning it up. It doesn't close, but it still doesn't seem quite right. It seems like there was some kind of effect of your spell work, but the injury is still lingering.
Does it seem like additional Cure Wounds would help it or no?
No.
I am not sure how to treat this creature's injury any further.
So the Umber Hulk drags its mate over to here, and after it does that, it steps forward and it goes, and it kind of then raises its hands and pats the ground, and then spreads its hands over the ground, and then kind of like raising its fist at each of you. Anybody can do an insight check if they like.
I would sort of wince when it like flinch when it raises its fist, like it's gonna whack us.
Project Ezreal, are you exhausted?
No.
Okay. So each of you would understand that its movements basically mean that you are welcome to rest here, and it will keep you safe.
I will bow. I am not sure how to communicate with these creatures. But if we want to rest here, I think it will allow us. And at least this place seems big enough that we won't run out of air. Perhaps we could figure out what we might make of this machine.
Yeah, I was
Sounds
already just
like
going to
it's
start
very
climbing it.
interesting. Yep. My
See
character's
if
a guild
there's-
artist, and this type of stuff is what she lives for.
I mean, I would show no interest whatsoever in the machine. I'm not going to be able to figure out how it works. So I guess I would inspect the bodies that are laying around it.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. I'm more interested in the bodies. Yeah.
I'm proficient in land vehicles.
Nice.
Unfortunately, this is an underland vehicle.
Which
Land is land, goddammit.
which
I picked
stat did you
intelligence.
use? Intelligence. Okay.
It seemed appropriate.
So yeah, we'll start with you. So you haven't seen anything quite like this before, but based on its location and also some of the design aspects of the front of the thing, it seems like some kind of burrowing machine. And it does have a hatch where people can go into it.
Sounds good to me.
And it doesn't seem to be locked.
I'll just let everybody know I'm gonna open this thing up. I don't know what the hell might be inside, so
I'm going to climb up on top of it and prepare my sword in case anything comes out that needs to die.
As for the bodies that you guys find, they each appear to be slightly different, but they share a lot of the common traits that you've seen of other creatures within this realm. So fanged teeth, horns, red skin. One of them has a tail. Another one seems to have cloven feet, while the other has claws that reach, if it were standing, the claws would reach down to its feet. And like I said before, they all seem to have suffered severe bludgeoning damage.
So I would just check to see if they have anything we can use on them.
Sure.
ease.
Let's see.
Right. Like
What?
keys to the machine.
They have a keychain with a little dice hanging from it.
No keys. It doesn't seem like it requires any kind of key.
Like the little fob to turn off the alarm.
Yeah, it's a keyless entry vehicle, is what you're saying then.
Oh, come on. Where's... I know I created one. Where did it go? This is lame. Oh, wait, there it is. Here we go. Kurt and Project Ezreal, give me investigation checks.
I will assist Project Israel.
Okay. Project Ezreal, make me a D100 roll.
advantage.
Okay. Now make me a D10 roll. And then a D20.
Now roll 4d6s and remove the lowest.
I did. Did I just die? Progressively getting lower, lower.
Down, down.
Well, on the last one, obviously roll to confirm.
Yeah, roll. Does he die?
No, this is, so you do find a wand on one of the bodies. In addition, you find two very strange black coins.
I'd turn around to Solomon and be like, why would they carry this? And I'd like show him the wand.
I assume they're spellcasters or the wand is magical.
And I guess a coin for our troubles as well. And I'd flick him one.
I would look at the coin.
So the coin, as first Project Ezreal, since you would touch it first, you would feel overcome with despair. And after a minute, you would realize that it's not your despair that you're experiencing.
For a change.
It seems to be coming from within the coin. Just to give you a little bit more information about the coin, they are large coins. They're about 5 inches across, an inch thick, and
What the fuck?
and it weighs a third of a pound. So it's a very large coin.
Project Israel just flicked one at me.
Yeah, like I
Roll a
lift
dex
it-
save to
it's, like,
avoid
really
it.
heavy. I'm like, ugh, it's so heavy.
Project Israel finally found something more emo than himself.
Meanwhile, the other coin, if you pick it up, Project Azrael, you are overcome with a sensation of incredible rage. Anger of a depth that shocks you.
PvP,
No.
do we get to kill Project
And
Ezreal?
then I'll shove Solomon and be like, get away from me. And I drop the coin and be like, oh, I'm sorry.
I would like to see the athletics check on him shoving Solomon.
Let's do it.
All right. There's my one. Yeah. There it is.
This is how he dies, huh?
Yep.
That is about how I expected that to go.
It's awesome because it's another athletics check.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not a
Um,
natural one, at least.
Yeah.
It's just a dirty one.
So you just sort of hurt your wrist a little bit. Ow.
Yeah. I think that's probably why
that's
I
what made you
dropped
drop the coin.
Yeah, that's what made me drop the coin. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Now you're not sure if your anger comes from the fact that you had the coin or the fact that you hurt yourself trying to hurt Solomon.
I sort of did that once. I was crossing the street and this woman like blew through the stop sign and almost hit me, but screeched to a halt. And I didn't see her coming. I was just so startled that I turned and I like instinctively, I punched the hood of her car and she rolled down the window and said, "Don't punch my fucking car." And I was like, oh yeah, well, now my hand hurts. And I walked away as quickly as I could. Because
That is the perfect response.
It's time for bed.
After going ahead and failing to shove him, Project Ezra was like, I think I'm going to go to bed now.
so I would pick up the
Hey.
coin you dropped.
Yeah.
So you would be overcome with similar sensations as you
Did
as
you
pick it
drop
up.
the rage coin or the sorrow?
Yeah, I would have
coin?
dropped the rage coin. Yeah.
Would Solomon like to rage?
Could I make a religion check?
An angry one.
Goddamn dice!
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check. Okay. So you can't be sure, but based on the sensation that you have while picking up the coin, you think you've heard of something like this in some of the texts, but one has never actually been seen or observed. They're more theoretical. But it is believed that the currency in places such as Fernia is driven by the trade of souls. And in order to facilitate that trade, souls, when they are captured in whatever way that fiends manage to do it, transmogrify the soul into a coin. So you're assuming that this is that, but in terms of what they're meant for, or anything else about it, you're not really sure. And you believe that the feelings that you're experiencing are coming from the soul that is contained, or maybe even just created from the coin. So that's another question, if the soul is simply trapped within the coin, or if it is the coin itself.
Oh, that's what I have. Oh, good. I still have a bedroll, so I'm going to wrap it in the bedroll so I don't have to keep in contact with it until Project Ezreal. I would watch out. These things may have souls in them, which would explain why I felt so angry touching that one. It is probably the anger of something that is stored within it, either the soul or some essence of the creature's spirit. The one you have probably will do the same. Could
Yes, I
have a
feel
corrupting influence if you stay in contact with it.
I feel some sort of sadness. It reminds me of when I was caught in a construct. Maybe we can help them.
There may be a way to release them, although I would have no idea how to do that.
There may be a way. I'll ponder on it.
As I've only heard of these things in books. They are more theocratical.
Theocratical.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what is this word you speak?
I mean, people don't know that much about them. They only exist in theocracy.
Yes, I see now. You've been
So-
told by an old man that this is the way, right?
What?
Do not worry.
So just because we have a couple of people who've stepped away, why don't we take a short break?
Okay.
I was still here.
The postman showed up. I'm downstairs.
Good. What are you gonna get?
It's not for me, unfortunately.
Boo.
Yep.
Hmm.
My bag. Maybe. That is probably the one problem with having a character built for mainly combat is I don't get to do much during these periods of time.
You could make up some backstory for you.
Yeah,
You're a
I
guild
am.
artisan. There you go.
Yep, I am. For all the good that does me.
You're gonna have
What
all
kind
the
of tools are
know-how.
you proficient with?
Unfortunately, I am proficient with cobbler's tools and cook's utensils from RNG. Not the most useful of things. Unless there's a brewing kit inside the vehicle, in which case, absolutely.
Nice.
We're in a Commonwealth vehicle now, motherfucker.
Hey, brewing might include like fuel or something. Like maybe you can make some sort of fuel for this thing. I don't know.
I think this runs on pure evil.
Yeah, evil and
evil.
souls. Yeah, we gotta feed coins into it. It's a coin fed machine.
Quickly, my son, pat its head. That's the only way.
When is this? Was this based like way before our last campaign, Mike? This one, or is this one after?
A few years, I think, maybe,
After.
yeah, 10 years maybe.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, we got everyone back.
I think so.
All right. So Solomon and Project Ezreal were just discussing knowledge of what the coin might be and throwing around some fancy terms.
Theocratical.
Yep. Solomon would know the word theocracy more than theory.
That makes sense, yeah.
So how about the inside of this tank? Drill tank.
Inside, it looks pretty simple, actually, surprisingly. The controls are pretty intuitive, you would assume. If you were able to get it started, you could really check to determine if what you're thinking is accurate. It does look like there maybe some damage to the controls. Some of them are somewhat loose in terms of how they're fitted, and some of them seem like they may be on the verge of breaking if they're used too hard. But there may be some opportunity to fix those or reinforce those.
I'm not sure that's a skill I would have. I would certainly examine it, but
I would say knowledge of land vehicles would give you enough of a base to be able to at least attempt to fix it in a way that might at least be temporary. But the main hindrance is whether or not you have tools that you can use to actually effectively
right.
do those things, those repairs.
I mean, I guess we're winding down for the night, I think, but I'll still do a little bit.
It is probably at this point close to 2 a.m. for you guys, since it has been a really long adventuring day for you.
Maybe the last time we get to sleep in darkness. We should take advantage. Will you please turn your chest hair off? Some of us are trying to long rest.
You mean my luminous chews? Are we gonna have watch? Perhaps we should. I know that thing seems like it's might try and protect us, but what if it changes its mind?
Oh, you aren't trusting of our new friends, are you? Are you?
Are you?
No, not even close.
Look where the hell we are. We shouldn't trust shit.
Yes.
Also, you should be aware there's the creatures that seem to be using this machine had these soul coins on them.
The hell is a soul coin?
It is a way of either transferring ownership of a soul or possibly a soul trapped inside of a coin.
You should touch it and find out.
And
It's
if
a
you touch
coin.
it, you will just get a sense of whatever horrible emotion the creature's soul had when it passed into this realm.
I mean, if it's crafted into the form of a coin, that means they probably use it for some sort of currency, right?
Yes, or
Ways of
as a way of noting who has control over which soul. Something similar, though.
or
Mhm.
transferring immortal vessels.
Let's hang on to it because it might be valuable.
Well, hopefully we
Might-
can find a way to release the souls within.
Or harness their
Although-
powers.
I
I
don't.
suspect the souls within probably are here in this place because they deserve to be here in this place. I'm sure the Silver Flame would have saved them if they had deserved paradise.
Have we examined how this thing starts? How this vehicle? Is there a
Say.
slot? Is there a slot for coins? I mean, it could start there.
So Ewan, give me a vehicle check with intelligence.
Again,
Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. Once you see the coin, it kind of makes sense now. You saw some kind of strange slot in the vehicle. You didn't really know what might go in there because it was a strange size. But now that you see the coin, you have the sense that that might be what fits in there. Now you're not in the presence of the slot, so you don't really know. But it seems about comparative.
yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So after seeing the coin, I will mention then. You know, I bet those coins are what powers this damn machine.
Do you think the machine consumes their souls to operate?
Or maybe tortures them in some sort of way.
There was a strange sort of slot in the controls that didn't make sense. Now, perhaps it does.
Maybe there's a box that collects these coins. You just need pick lock and get them.
Maybe. I imagine something like that might be down underneath this thing.
We did not find any keys on these people, so I doubt they can open the box.
So, Ewan, are you going into the thing to examine that area?
Yeah, I mean, I'll examine it.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna do my detective work here. Spend a moxie to give myself advantage to cancel out my disadvantage.
Okay. So you notice that the panel where you would insert the coin, it can actually be removed. It would take some kind of tool to pop it open, but you can do that.
Will a crowbar suffice?
Yep.
Cool.
So using the crowbar, you don't even need to make a check. You're able to pop it open. And what you see in there are a number of iron coils. And they seem to line like the entire area. Kind of like the coils are running not up and down, but side to side, going front to the back of this container. So there's 3 coils on top, 2 on each side, and 3 on the bottom. And each of these coils has something etched into them, running along the entire length of each coil.
Like a language or some sort of arcane etchings?
It looks like it could be either.
Okay.
But you're not familiar enough with it to be able to determine anything about it.
I'll just call out for anybody good with strange etchings. Want to come look at this? Probably you, Blood Man.
We'll see, and I'll climb up and see if I can understand it. Climb up and in.
All right, let's see.
I meant to ask earlier, is there room enough in here for everybody, or?
It would be a tight squeeze, but yeah.
Okay.
Maybe -1.
What about whenever Dustin's character comes back?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Oh,
That's the -1, yeah.
let's see.
So we keep finding ways to travel, and it's always not enough capacity for everyone.
So Project Ezreal, as you're looking at them, the symbols seem relatively close enough to Abyssal. They're not Abyssal, but they use similar characters. But they but you can't be sure what it is that they're saying or what they're meant for.
Well, I understand it, but I still have no clue. It is
Abyssal
strange.
and Not infernal. Does that even matter here? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, so it's abyssal and not infernal. I don't even know if that distinction necessarily matters in this sort of setting. So
It does. It's not Abyssal, but it's a language close to it. So.
alrighty. Got no way of reading that then?
Nope.
Definitely not a wizard.
Yep.
Anybody proficient in Arcana?
Nope.
Of all the people who would be.
Pretty much, yeah.
I do one thing and I do one thing well, and that's it.
Alrighty.
Project Ezreal, you would be able to guess though, just based on the way that it is etched into the coils, that even though it's a language related to Abyssal, it is meant to be some kind of spell work. You just can't be sure exactly what it is or what it might do.
Well, it seems to be using some sort of demon magic. That's what I can tell. That's all I can tell.
And so we're like looking down into like a tube, or
Think of it like a microwave.
okay.
So it's kind of similar shape and volume to a microwave,
Mhm.
with parallel running coils.
I might not be able to tell until we can sort of activate this thing. Maybe it will change in some way.
I mean, is there like a microwaving, is there the rotating plate in the middle?
No.
So then
You can't put these metal coins in the microwave.
yeah, and whenever you put the coin in, does it just sort of like this would be where it would go? And it's obviously not here. There's no other ones here, I should say.
What do you mean no other what?
Coins.
Not inside, just the two that were on the bodies.
Mhm.
But this is the spot where the coins would go, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's that slot, that faceplate that Ewan removed. But if you were to slide it into the slot, it would be lying on these coils.
Right. Well, I would pull a coin out, pull a despair coin out, and
No, wait. If we turn this thing on now, then we got to get moving now. Let's rest.
fair. Well, let's get some 8 hours. I put the coin away. Despairingly.
God, it's so edgy.
Reattach the panel, I guess, for now.
Okay. It just pops right back on.
Yeah.
So.
Wonder how long the machine will run on one coin. Maybe,
We'll
maybe
find out.
take 50 cents. You need to put both of them in.
Maybe one's worth more than the other. Despair's like 50, anger's $1, you know.
Ewan,
So,
did you actually handle the coin at all?
I don't know.
Might have handed it to you. Yeah. I'll say that I handed it to him and then he changed his mind once he touched it.
So Ewan, did you touch it?
Just touch it.
If it's under 50%, I touched it. God
Careful,
damn it.
this is how you get me too'd.
God damn
Did you
it.
touch it?
Just
Right.
touch the coin, damn it.
So
If it
as,
consents.
Like I did.
as you touch it, not only do you feel this sense of despair, but something almost instinctive happens. Give me a Constitution check.
Just check.
Check.
Not a save.
Not a save, but you don't have you won't have a disadvantage on this.
Okay, good.
Okay. So as you touch the coin, you suddenly not only feel this despair, but you feel a bit of this energy coming out of the coin, radiating from the spot where you're touching it in your hand, up your arm, into your chest, and you feel much more invigorated. Your exhaustion is reduced by 1.
Well, good. I mean, I was about to rest and get rid of it anyway, but perfect. Does it give me half my hit points too, or half my hit die?
Does the coin, like, I don't know, does it look like it changes in any way?
Give me an investigation check.
Only worth 35 cents now.
Yeah. It's taking the value away.
It doesn't seem to appear outwardly different, but it does feel slightly lighter.
Huh. It seems you've
Yeah, so I pulled my
taken-
hand away. I'm like, what the hell was that?
I think you've taken some of its soul away.
Certainly juiced me up a bit here. Now it's going to take me forever to fall asleep. I'll take first watch. And I ignite my luminous tubes.
All right, is anybody doing anything else before taking a rest?
No, I don't roll my bedroll.
Okay.
Try to
Okay,
get away
take a
from the
nap.
glowing tubes.
One does not simply get away from them.
All right, so everybody will get a long rest in. What's the order of the? Are you guys all doing a watch, or is it just Ewan?
I'll do a watch. I don't mind.
I mean, if 2 people are doing watches, I would do the third one then, although I trust our Umber Hulk friend.
He seems legit.
All right, so I think that's good enough, right? 3 people for an 8-hour watch.
Normally it's 4, I think.
Uh,
Every
so
2
so
hours.
Alyssa and Lux, would you either of you be participating in this watch?
I can do it, sure.
Yeah, Alyssa's got it handled.
Yep.
I think you'll just naturally wake up in the last 2 hours. So
Yeah.
All
it's like
right.
6 hours sleep and 2 hours of light activity.
So, what's the order of the watch?
I'm third.
You and me, Solomon, Alyssa.
So, how are you guys setting up? Like, where are you positioning your characters? Are you guys all sleeping together? Are you kind of spreading out?
I'm probably going to stay near the vehicle tracks and by the 2 claw guys. Yeah, about where that torch is, similar to that. Yep.
That torches my luminous tudes.
Yeah, I'll stay by his luminous tudes.
I would go around the corner of the machine and sleep under the fan. Feels
Drill head.
cooler under the fan.
that is
That's the drill
another
head.
consideration. It is still like blazing hot in here.
I'd also like to state I'm taking off my armor before I take my long rest.
Right, so am I.
There you go. Okay. So you position yourself pretty much where you're going to be throughout the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will douse my shield.
All right. So your shield is doused. The light spell only lasts an hour. So Ewan, unless you're waking up every hour to recast your...
Not on other people. I mean, I'll keep it up while I'm on watch, and while I'm on watch, I'll patrol like a little bit, like not very far away, but
Mhm.
just sort of keeping an eye out in this place.
Okay.
Yeah, during my watch, I would reignite the light spell.
So then Project Ezreal and Alyssa,
Just be in the dark.
I'll
yeah.
activate my light spell when I'm on watch as well.
oh, you do have light, don't you?
Yes, I do.
She has her own luminous tubes.
Yeah, generally, it's a glowing sword or shield, but yes.
That
So then-
Goliath chest hair.
When the nipples start glowing, you don't go towards them. That's a
Walk away
defensive
from the
mechanism
light.
in all females.
My watch would pretty much, I wouldn't be patrolling. I'd just be keeping an eye on the Umber Hulks. Just watching them. I couldn't
How
see
in
them
the
very
darkness?
well, but yeah, not very well. That's pretty much it.
Just sitting
So
in
it's not really a
utter
watch.
darkness.
Right?
Yeah.
Complete
Just waiting for my eyes to
total
adjust. Hopefully.
Light a
Just keep-
torch. You know,
just
have
I
a
keep
have
torch.
no
nudging.
torch. I have no torches.
Just
I
keep
would
like,
my
elbow
pack would be
locks.
right there. It would have torches, probably visible. You just
El-
grab one.
Just keep elbowing Lux and asking her if the Umber Hulks are still there.
Hey, are the Umber Hulks still there? Are they still there? Are they still there?
Well,
Ask.
I guess my watch just wouldn't be very effective. I think I'd probably fall asleep during it. So second watch would be really bad.
Then you're not there to wake up Solomon for the third watch.
Yeah, it might be a little delayed.
Okay, so that actually makes things a bit interesting. So without Project Ezreal to wake up Solomon, how would Solomon know when to wake up?
Well, I assume because of the extreme heat, I would probably just be randomly waking up all the time anyway, but I wouldn't know what time it is. So I would just assume it's not time for my watch because Project Ezreal hasn't come in and told me it is yet. So I would just go back to sleep as best I can.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect.
So
Well,
we all have occasional bouts of shifting wakeness.
That's us keeping watch. We're good.
Unless Project Ezreal snores, which might alert me.
everybody make me a perception check at disadvantage.
This right here is where I wish I still had Tem.
Okay, time for double disadvantage. 3.
Perception.
Wait, Alyssa, how much exhaustion do you have?
Jesus Christ.
1 left after this long rest.
Okay. Wow, you
I'll fucking use an action point.
The best and the worst.
Ewan enters a coma.
Ewan's the one who didn't wake up. It wasn't Project Ezra. He fell into a coma.
Ewan's been dreaming this whole time.
None of this is real.
Probably can't use a Moxie for this.
No. But I will send you a message, Ewan, that lets you know what you can do.
Okay. We got 2 14s and 2 15s. 3.
No, 115.
I got-
Disadvantage.
Oh, the disadvantage. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got a 13.
Number 8.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad it's the cool-headed one that's gonna notice whatever the fuck is trying to kill us.
Yeah. Those Umber Hulks look like they're getting a bit hungry. They didn't want to protect us. They wanted to protect their snack.
Okay.
Um, in which direction is this? Okay. Maybe I don't want to know. Does it sound like it's getting closer?
No.
I mean, who am I to, judge what two Umber Hulks that love each other do in the darkness? Perhaps out of caution, I will ignite the luminous tudes.
Oh no.
He wants to
Here-
watch.
Here comes a picture.
Just to be sure.
Oh
I know
my
what the
god.
fuck is happening.
To be
What is
I
that?
was
sure.
prepared for this.
What is that? Rule 34?
Yeah, Rule 34.
Yep, Umber that fits Rule
34.
Yeah. Send him a picture of that. Yeah.
Send nudes. Wasn't expecting to have to actually bleach my eyes after this, but
Actually, Mike's been writing fanfic for Umber Hulks, so there's like a
That's
whole
why this is
description
not a
of
big
what
fan.
happens. Ewan watches.
It's okay, folks. If you type in Umber Hulk Rule 34, you only got normal Hulk.
Oh,
yeah, you have to go to the correct websites though. There's a few. But as the Umber Hulk gently caresses his mate with his claw, you notice that he is
With his-
excited by the very touch and feel of her. It sniffs her for pheromones and enjoys it.
You could tell how excited he is by how rapid his mandibles click together.
If you'll all pardon me for about 5 minutes, I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm joking. I have tissues right here. I don't have to go anywhere. When you slightly feel the sensual touch of the Umber Hulk's leg as it comes close to you by accident. It's offering for you to participate. Would you like to join in?
I'm guessing that maybe they're just eating the bodies, but who knows?
Okay.
Lux has got a front row seat.
That's
You,
okay,
al-
this
you
is
also
their type
see
of
something else.
Oh,
Oh,
the vampire that's about to murder all of you, of course. How could we forget?
Well, I mean,
How familiar are you with Zariel and its abilities?
What's the Umber Hulk?
I know the
like?
story of Zariel.
How about its stat block?
Oh, bad.
Roll
Like
initiative.
CR 21 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Roll initiative.
Hang on. What's the Umber Hulk predator?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What, do you want to watch it having sex as well?
I just want to
Um,
know what eats a giant bug.
Because we
Wow.
start off by going into a shrinking, hot, misty hole, and then we wind up watching Umber Hulks having sex. That about
So I'm
sums
gonna-
up today.
so
It's
I'm
the
gonna
giant bird.
starting with whoever's closest to me, which I guess is Lux. I'm gonna start like, or see, I don't know what the fuck time it is. I'm like, so I'll just like kind of call to Ezreal and Solomon just to see, because it should be somebody's fucking watch right now. But if there's no response because everybody's the fuck asleep, I'll start to gently start waking people very quietly. And I guess Lux is right there, so you're first. And I just sort of like
Rest her cheek and kiss her on the forehead. That's how you wake up Lux.
no, it's like it's the whole like mouth over, like hand over the mouth and like the shissing sound as that's bound to startle somebody awake. It's like
Ooh, it's a kink.
Yeah, how does Lux respond to waking up with somebody putting their hand over their mouth?
It's a
Flurry
kink.
of blows.
She bites.
Those are just secrets Lux isn't going to reveal. So what do I see?
yeah, so it's like shh, and then I sort of like gesture over towards them. Fucking Umber Hulks. Now that you should be able to see.
Yeah, with the luminous tubes.
And she has
Yeah.
dark vision.
Dark vision's completely
And-
blinded out by those luminous tubes
Yeah.
staring you right in the face.
The one person that didn't need a torch was sleeping the whole time.
And I just say we may have to take care of that before we can finish sleeping. Want to wake the rest.
What do you mean? Really not into you, Ewan.
So I will send you, Lux, what you see as Ewan points it out.
This is right here, so she gets woken up next.
Ew.
Okay, yeah, that you didn't have to travel very far for that.
Yeah. I am cautiously doing this. Like I know I'm lit up, but it seems to be distracted at the moment. So I'm just gonna sort of slowly, kind of sneakily do this.
How are you doing it, young man?
Same method
Oh God.
of waking.
I'm gonna be startled awake and then just look up and see those glowing chest hairs. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
All right, now step you in.
I mean, I'm guessing I don't know anything about Umber Hulks, so
No, they're not really common in Eberron.
right, yeah, okay.
Oh, some of the places you hang out, they might be a bit more common.
Undercommon, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lower districts of Sean.
So, Ewan, you've woken up Alyssa, and and Alyssa, you are startled,
Confused. I've got this guy with a hand over my mouth telling me to shush. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm a bit concerned.
That'll point
I'm
in
sure.
the
I'm sure
direction
women
of the
love.
Umber Hulks.
Sure, women love being woken up that way with a hand over their mouth and being told to shut up.
Uh-oh.
Shut up, just let this happen.
And we just got demonetized.
Yeah,
was
all
within,
that
like, the
all that
first 2
sweet ad
minutes.
revenue.
It's all
Mike
gone,
was gonna
dude.
make.
Yeah.
It's
Like
gone.
we didn't lose it the first 15 fucking minutes.
Dr. Squatch's soap for men will not put up with this crap.
all money made will be donated to a women's shelter or something.
Right, I thought our only sponsor was Pornhub anyway, so.
Right.
No, this works then. I'll go ahead and say, Step Ewan, what are you doing?
And pointing, I point over towards the Umber Hulk. Say,
And
Well,
this
we're gonna
is,
By
deal
the
with
light
that.
of his chest hair, what is happening?
yeah, I just sent it to you.
and then I move around.
Now, as you do that, it's pretty easy to notice the light changing because of how far you're moving, and that does draw some attention. And suddenly, the sound stops, and if you look over, you notice it see you.
Fucking didn't look over whenever I turned the light on.
More about the amount of movement.
That's why I'm sneaking.
He's sneaky.
With a light.
Listen, it's like I said, it's busy.
I'll give you a stealth check to see how well you can do here. Okay,
Pretty good.
let's.
Got to play to your strengths.
What the fuck name is that? Kirkle.
Oh, he's Italian.
That's its name.
Yeah. Are you shaming it because of its name?
So I always forget. Opposed checks meets beats. Is that it?
Normally, yes. I believe it's the one that is the person who rolls the stealth check is the one who it has to meet or beat, and the person who went ahead and is having the action done upon them has to meet it or beat it.
My understanding of contested rolls is that if it's a tie, there's no change.
I
Okay.
heard
I'd
beat
have to look
me.
at 5th edition rules again.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
understanding always was that if their perception check equals your stealth check, they see you. But
Well, because the perception is the action being done upon the check that is being done to hide you. Whichever check is the action is the one that has to meet or beat the other check.
Obviously, it's totally up to you.
Right. Let's just roll it again. That
Sure.
that takes care of it all then.
Yeah, sure. Better.
Okay.
Yep.
So at least for another little bit, you've managed to avoid detection. So where are you going now? And Alyssa and Lux, while Ewan is continuing to try and alert the group, what are you guys doing?
I'm starting to get dressed and put my armor on.
Oh, you don't have
Oh
time for that.
no.
I'll
I
be
don't think
there
I
in 10
do.
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I doubt it. I am so fucked.
What are you doing, Lux? Especially since this is happening right near you.
Would you like to join in?
How tall is this vehicle? Like,
10 feet. It's pretty
So-
big.
I'm gonna climb up on top of it
Okay.
and sit and burn one and just watch the festivities.
Okay. I will say, because you are so light and nimble, we'll assume that your stealth check is fine because you're like 80 pounds and a ninja. So Ewan, you're
Mhm.
waking up Project Ezreal.
Yeah, he's the easiest one to get to next. So same thing. Shh. We got an issue we got to deal with before we could keep sleeping here.
And I would try and look, but I probably can't see anything over there.
Yeah, it's let's see.
It's pretty dim light for me. Yeah.
So light is 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim, right?
Yeah. So they're in
Okay.
dim.
It would just be outside of your vision, but there is something that you would see.
Okay. Stand up and try and look.
Pluck off one of his chest hairs and take it with you as a light. Pardon me, I need this.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, he just gets the first part, doesn't he?
I don't think we should be watching this.
Oh yeah.
And like, is this like thing right next to me a rock or something? This thing here, or like a part of the cave wall? I don't know.
No, that's just the floor. It's just,
Oh, it's just the floor.
yeah.
Okay. What about this thing here? Oh, sorry, this thing here. What's that?
It's just texture on the floor. It's not actually
Oh,
anything
okay.
that's there.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, I would just shake my head at you and be like,
Also, you hear something as well.
Ching 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 ching. Chainmail. Do do do.
Ewan, I am not into this. This is disgusting.
Shut up.
Is it like a
Wake up.
baseline?
I just like, he's like, shut up, wake up, get ready to
Get ready
for
for
fight.
what?
Get ready to fight.
While they're doing it?
Sounds like Ewan's calling you out right
I
now
don't-
while
no.
they're having sex in the background.
No, I just kind of like look back. I'm like, God damn it, you can't see the fucking things right now. Just be ready.
Ew.
We're gonna have to take care of this before we go back to bed.
All right. So you walk up to Solomon.
Yeah, I'm just like scooching over here, like one's dead, the other's fucking eating the other one. Just be ready. I'm just shh. To, to Solomon.
Like a zombie Umber Hulk.
I don't know how he wakes up, so
So you doing the
yeah.
whole Ewan? That's what we're gonna call it now.
yeah.
Mm.
Listen, this is they'll get used to it.
And
I
now
mean,
we're on the
I feel
list.
Yeah, being woken up with like a hand over my mouth, I would probably fight him a little bit and try to get the hand away so that I could yell, "Mother!"
Do it! Do it!
Do
Did
I
they
hear
notice him
Solomon
yelling
say that?
mother?
Now I'm just like, shush, you idiot.
Take it like a man.
That's what you always say on your portraits.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
I'm too young to have gone to prison. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Yeah, so I was like, the other one, that infection grew. It's now eating the other one. We got to kill this thing. Otherwise, it's probably going to come after us. I say that quietly, of course.
And as you come to Solomon, you do hear a kind of wet slurping, but you would need to look around the vehicle to get any kind of sense of what visually what Ewan is talking about.
Well, he's the only light source at the moment. I would probably like. Are we going to? Is it the injured one who died?
Well, I don't know what its deal is, but it's the one that's eating the other.
The injured one is eating
Yes.
the other?
Correct.
Is that normal for this sort of creature?
Listen, let's just kill it, okay? So
Okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll start putting my armor on.
no time for that. Just pick them up.
It is a big creature. It'll take a while to eat the whole thing.
Good point. 10 minutes is all we need. I got my shield and my sword. I think that's all I have time for.
I
Think of
guess
it
I will
more-
pick up my shield then.
Yeah, think of it more like of how a spider eats other bugs.
Oh,
I don't know how a spider eats other bugs.
God damn it. Just-
I assume it puts them in its mouth and chews.
They're not- I think they're doing some sort of mating ritual.
They're not doing a fucking mating. Let's just get ready.
are you sure about that? They could be like praying mantises where the female eats the male afterwards.
I'm pretty positive, yeah.
All right. So with all of that,
Sneaking forward a little bit. I'm sneaking forward a little bit.
I'm casting light on my shield. I don't sneak. I need to see what I'm doing. Get torch.
Oh, should I roll a thing or do you want?
so
There we go.
just with your guys' conversations, comparing passive stealth, it definitely starts to hear you guys talking, and is suddenly turns to face all of you and goes,
Yourself.
Sorry,
And,
we disturbed you.
Seeing what my stealth was.
Hey.
Yeah. No idea he's there.
He's invisible.
See that if you had your armor on.
That's true.
You'd be trying to climb up into that fan area and then just clattering around.
But that's also fair because you're kind of behind the vehicle, so it doesn't see. But it definitely
It sees me.
sees Lux, Alyssa, Ewan, and it also sees Project Ezreal.
It runs past all the other ones for Project Ezreal.
No.
I know I would. He's a good-looking man.
I mean, if it looks and it sees us, I'm just gonna charge at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for the
So
kill.
it is midnight here, and with the way that battles have been going lately, this is likely to take quite some time. So I think that this is a good stopping point.
So have we finished our short rest or long rest rather? Because I kind of
Yes.
took the long rest thing.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Everybody got a long rest in. Everybody, once Project Ezreal failed to wake anybody up, everybody just sort of slept through the night.
In fact, it's
Okay.
4 days later.
Whoa.
Hey, all those exhaustions are gone.
Hey, thank God.
You're welcome, guys. Gosh.
However, we do get a bunch of exhaustion from not eating or drinking anything for 4 days.
Oh.
So you guys have been officially in Fernia about a week.
Ooh.
Delicious.
Feels like it's been months.
Pretty much.
Have I learned anything about myself as a person in real life yet, or am I still clueless?
I think that's a personal question.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know the answer.
So how did everybody think about session tonight?
It was fun.
I
What
was a
the hell
little
are we supposed
worried.
to do to get out of this fucking hole?
I think we're supposed to find this machine so that we can drill our way out of the hole.
Yep.
Well, see, one of the things that I've learned is never to anticipate what you guys are going to do. So I just kind of throw you guys in situations and see what happens because, maybe you had an ace in a hole that I didn't know about. One of you guys maybe had mold earth or something else, and that would have changed things a bit.
Yeah. Making friends with an Umber Hulk wasn't definitely on my list of things we're going to be doing tonight. So,
Right. I mean, I have to say, when I stepped forward to talk to the Umber Hulk, I just assumed it was going to attack me. That was what I
Yeah.
assumed was going to happen.
Same.
same.
It had a thorn in its thigh.
Yeah, so I came across the Umber Hulk thinking, what would be a cool encounter now that you guys are kind of trapped underground? And Umber Hulk came up, and I'm like, well, how can I make this more interesting? Oh, Umber Hulks are actually intelligent and have a language. They can't speak common, but this one actually could understand common. So it made it easier for it to communicate or to hear what you guys were saying, but it still had difficulty communicating with you. But yeah, I thought, yeah, these guys aren't going to expect this shit.
It's so
Who
cute.
would
Yeah.
expect
I
an
want to pet it.
Who would expect an Umber Hulk in hell?
Well, technically, this is Fernia, not hell.
Yeah.
Gracious.
You hit us with like that classic misdirection as well, telling us that it might be a bullet hole or something. And like, oh, I've versed one of them before. They're cool. They eat you though.
Oh yeah, so in one of Brendan's nature checks, that was the information that he got. He's not familiar with any of this stuff, but like he knows animals that can dig like bullets. So
Makes sense for like the little tunnel.
I like Umber Hulks as a creature.
they're cool.
They're, the right circumstances, they could be a good fight.
Mhm.
This one, I don't know if we have to deal with the same sort of confusion effect with it being whatever the fuck it is right now, but I guess we'll see.
It has rabies. That's what the in the infection on it is. It has rabies now, and it's maddened as an Umber Hulk. That means it can rage.
So I will, because you guys are gonna find out the minute that initiative starts next time, I will let everybody else know that something that Tony noticed is that where the wound was in its shoulder, it now appears as if there's something slick, wet, and pulsating within. And white. Slick,
That's been
wet,
a-
white, and pulsating.
And
It's been
and
the
no
theme of the
jokes,
whole
no
show.
sexual jokes next time about
That's it.
this
None.
slick white substance.
In a hole.
It's pulsating in a hole.
Yeah. It's just been
I
the theme of the
mean,
episode.
we could always just hop inside the machine and drive away.
I think we have time.
In fact,
Is it-
I thought for sure Peter was going to say Lux hops up onto the machine, crawls inside, and shuts the door.
Lux is just getting ready to do that.
So it sounds like a very classic Mike description, but is it undulating?
Yes.
Oh, that's bad, guys. That's real bad.
Does it look to be a
Now-
bit? Does it look to be a bit damp or wet, or does it seem to be completely covered over?
Oh no, it is definitely wet.
Oh,
So
oh,
white, wet,
Fiendish
liquid.
rabies.
Yeah. Fiendies.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this reveal. So
I'm excited to see what happens when one of us gets infected with the same thing when it attacks us.
I'm excited to go ahead and see whose character is going to come out of it.
Oh yeah, Ewan, you gonna die for
That's
us,
his new
please?
character.
Right.
When Ewan dies, his new character is going to come out of that pulsing white mass.
God damn it.
Just we'll just push the robot towards it.
I just got my luminous tudes. I'm not dying yet.
I think me and Kurt are the closest ones to dying in this fight because we're AC characters.
Oh yeah,
Well,
true.
but here's the
Line.
thing, though.
Armor characters, yeah.
Right. I actually can be a backline fighter when
Yeah,
I
that
need
is
to
true.
be. So
I
really,
can.
it's you. It's all
Yeah.
you.
This is how I
Get
die,
that character
everyone.
ready.
This is how I
Get
die.
that
Yeah.
character ready.
Put your
What should
shield
my
out.
next character be? I don't know.
Make it one which knows how to drive demon vehicles.
Right.
Speaks
One who knows
Umberhold.
infernal.
and speaks
Sure, you learn
infernal.
Here we
infernal.
go. Here we go. A tiefling warlock whose patron is their mother.
Oh,
Back to
okay.
the
Yeah.
fiend.
Somebody who studied Umber Hulk biology.
Right. Your two
At the
languages,
University
Umber Hulk and
of
Infernal.
Fernia.
Mating
Best
habits
Fernia.
of Umber Hulk.
Yeah. Graduated from Umber High.
Unbelievable.
I was really having fun too with like the perspective as Ewan was waking people up, and especially as it got farther away with Project
It's
Ezreal.
messed up. Yeah, it's
he just saw one on top of the other, slurping sounds.
yeah. There is vigorous movement on top of one another, and it sounds like wet slurping.
Yeah, this guy's getting
Dude,
ahead.
that
And you
was-
want me to interrupt the show? What's wrong with you,
That would
man?
be perfect. Remember that time the two Umber Hulks were 69ing?
They get those mandibles really far apart.
And Ewan woke us all up to watch it.
And
Two
Ewan
Umber Hulks
was
in the
jealous
69.
and so wanted to kill them.
Yeah, he woke us all up with a hand over our mouths. Watch this, guys. It's turning me on. My luminous tubes are real bright right now.
Shit, man. This is my kind of story.
Oh man. Oh, that was fun. Oh,
So what you're saying is we need a fan art of Ewan in the 69 with Number Hulk.
Yeah, with his hand over their mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah, shh.
To think I have a Pornhub premium subscription when I could just come to these games.